Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. We are going to talk a little bit about Kelsey Mitchell. I thought this was really interesting for a couple of reasons. And guess what? It's basketball. So y'all better not be lying about not wanting the drama stuff and wanting basketball, because I'm going to be able to tell by the views and the likes. I'm just saying. But as you can see here, Fever Star calls out teammates after Dream loss. We failed. And this Fever Star, Kelsey Mitchell. So why is this a big deal? A few reasons actually. One, I think it's interesting that it's Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell, as all of you know, if you've been following from day one of Caitlin Clark's WNBA journey, and I've talked about this a number of times, Kelsey Mitchell for a lot of last season was very uncomfortable with all the attention and everything going on because she is. And I sympathize. I get it because I'm the same way. She's very much an introvert. So it was a huge adjustment for her. I think she struggled in how she handled it early. And sometimes what was just her being an introvert maybe have came off the wrong way to some people who didn't know her, including me at times. She had a rough start with getting on the same page with Caitlin Clark, all the attention, all the fans, and all of that. Her father passing away. I mean, it was, and then you look at what we've seen from her for the beginning of this season in every way, the smile, the ease with which she deals with the media, her embrace of the fans, which wasn't, that was a little iffy early on. Let's be fair. And then now she's the one coming out. This is leadership. And it's not always how everything is handled, right? There are different styles and different things you need to do at different times. But I am really glad she did this. I think this was a big deal for Kelsey Mitchell, who is a big part of this team and someone who has been here for a while. She's really, yeah, they brought in vets, but she's the elder statesman, so to speak, of the Indiana Fever, who has been through a whole lot of struggles and is finally getting rewarded for having gone through all that. And I don't think she wants to go backwards. We had the big three were absolutely phenomenal. 27 for Caitlin, and she shot, she played well overall. Aaliyah Boston had 24 and 10 boards, a double double, 9 of 13, played well overall. Kelsey Mitchell also had 24 in her 33 minutes, played well overall, including defensively, had a lot of energy. Kelsey Mitchell is one athletic. You Can I say SOB? Is that all right? That's not offensive, is it? Because she is. And when she gets going, when her motor's going, when she doesn't get into those moments of, the head down dribbling, which I didn't really see last game, which is great, and she's in sync with Caitlin Clark as they were, she is just fun to watch. Best point guard in the WNBA. And in the post-game press conference, she had some words. When we talk today, we failed miserably as a group because there were certain things set in stone for us to be effective from quarter one to quarter four, Mitchell said. And you guys didn't see what it was supposed to look like until quarter three and a half. Yeah, that sounds about right. So it kind of just lies in the discipline right now. Awareness, knowing personnel, certain stuff we have to home in on to be successful. Our lulls were too low. We can't be that low. We don't have that margin for error. This is awesome. I mean, I love that she came out and said this. First of all, this is now a player who wants to win and who expects to win. This is a player, we've talked a lot about Caitlin Clark in this way. Kelsey Mitchell she has publicly demanded excellence from her team. She's not saying, oh, well, we've got new players and we've got to learn to gel. Season started, my friends. Yes, they should get better as it goes along. Please don't misunderstand me. But season has started, and she's right, and she's telling you the things that are expected that should be done and then were not being done. Okay, and I think that's really important. And I want to flip that back to this whole we're bringing in vets and we're bringing in players who've won. Okay, they're older and they've won. They're not Kelsey Mitchell hungry. They're not Caitlin, and I'm not knocking them. I'm giving you the reality of the situation. They're not Caitlin Clark hungry. They're not Aaliyah Boston hungry. As much as I get on for Aaliyah for being too nice in how she plays at times, I don't doubt that she wants to win. I don't doubt that it hurts to lose, which is the other thing. Kelsey Mitchell's sick of losing. She knows what it's like. Great players hate losing a lot more than they love winning. And the other thing I would flip to that, which is why I made the comment about Kelsey Mitchell and how long she's been here and what she's been through, it is very difficult as a vet or even anybody really to come from another team and to go somewhere else and immediately step into a leadership role. Sure, in practice, they can share their experiences on the court and they can share that type of thing with players, but that is much different than truly being an impactful leader. The four, by far, four best players on the court in the first two games, and it's not even close. It's four, and then it's a Grand Canyon, and then it's everyone else. It's the core four. It's the big three. It's Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell. Everything else is going to have to be complementary of them. It's going to have to surround them and help to elevate them and fill in the pieces to lift this team. And that's one of the reasons I talked about, well, that's a lot of changes they've made. And look, by the end of the year, great. You can all point back to some of the comments I've made and like, oh, see, you were wrong. Absolutely could be wrong. I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm giving you the possibilities based on experience and what I'm seeing with the team right now. And I'm with Kelsey Mitchell on some of these concerns. They look great at times, but not enough. And I don't think it's things where you can say, oh, well, they haven't played together a lot. I think there are other issues. I think there are issues with some of the players and how they're playing and not necessarily fitting into the team. And so for Kelsey Mitchell to come out and make these statements again, right? This is only after the first loss of the season, which was by a point, and she's stopping it right now. She's like, no, 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 that's enough. I'm going to put the team on notice publicly without calling out any particular player and say this can't continue. What we just did is not acceptable. That is not the level of excellence that we are shooting for. We are shooting for the next level above. We are shooting for a championship. And this is not the performance of a championship team. And I get when you go through it all, and teams have their ups and downs and all that. Look, I get all of that for those who are ready and maybe have already done so before you got to the end to throw that into the comments. I get it. But stuff like this is still important if you want to instill a winning culture. And it's going to have to come from the core four and be elevated by the complementary players around them. As great as Natasha Howard has been, as great as DeWanna Bonner has been in her career, and again, she was you know, just achieved third all time, leading scorer in the WNBA. They are not those players anymore. They're the complementary pieces that you add in to elevate a team. They are not the focal point, but that means they have to do all their roles to a particular level in order for this team to excel consistently game in and game out. But I just thought this was really cool to hear this from Kelsey Mitchell. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you so much. Smash the like button. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel. I hear there's a notification bell too. I don't know why they add that, but they do. I'm going to leave it there. Go have the day you deserve, and I will talk to you later.